December 7th, 1941. Before sunrise over the Pacific, Akagi's flight deck was already alive with activity. Among the aircraft on deck was this machine, a Mitsubishi A6M2 model 21 Zero, tail code AI-155, flown by Lieutenant Commander Shigeru Itaya. He was the fighter leader of Akagi's air group during the attack on Pearl Harbor. In this video, I build and paint Hasegawa's 148th Zero. I want to represent AI-155 as accurately as possible. It is a historical and technical project in scale. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto planned a surprise carrier strike against the U.S. Pacific Fleet. The operation was known as Operation Z. 6 carriers formed the Kyudo Butai, the most powerful carrier force of its time. From their decks launched torpedo bombers, dive bombers, and fighters in 2 waves. AI-155 led part of the first wave Zero escort. Their mission was to gain air superiority over Oahu's airfields. The aircraft itself is the A6M2 Model 21, an early carrier Zero. At Pearl Harbor, Akagi Zeros were Mitsubishi-built machines. They carried a factory finish, often described as J3 ameiro. A warm, slightly brownish gray, rather than a pure light gray. The code AI-155 identifies Itaya's aircraft. A for the first air group, I for Akagi. 155 is the individual aircraft number. The yellow striped fin marks his role as senior flight leader. Although original released in 1996, Hasegawa Zero still depicting very nice detail and excellent assembly. It's an easy kit, ideal for out-of-the-box projects. But for those who want to add details and riveting, it's a solid option. One-piece engine cowling. Very nice instrument panel. Let's start gluing the cockpit's parts. Tamiya's extra thin cement is ideal for this task. The fuselage guides to place the pilot's panel, avoiding misalignment. On the other hand, Rayvail Contacta liquid is suitable for large surfaces and slower needed drying time, like the side panels of the cockpit. Once again, the cockpit floor helps to guide alignment. A drop of thin glue accelerates the drawing process and keeps in place the part. All cockpit parts are in place and ready for the painting process. cross or mark on the instruction manual the already glued parts. This will show your advance. Now, the cockpit painting process. All parts receive an overall priming coat of Tamiya's XF16 flat aluminum. It's an excellent base for incoming colors. It's durable and suitable for Japanese airplanes. At this stage of the process, we can also paint other exterior parts that will receive similar colors later on. Ayotake blue was a primer used by Japanese aircraft in this period. It had anti-corrosion properties. A mix of Tamiya's X23 and X25 gives a nice tone. In reality, there was no exact mix, so you can add more parts of blue or green as your preference. As you can see, it is important to airbrush the mix in several diluted coats. The aluminum base will enhance the desired effect. You can stop when you are satisfied with the result. Engine cowling interior was also painted in Ayotake blue. This area also received this color. Ayotake blue was applied in non-visible parts of the cockpit. Interior greens were applied directly to visible metal areas. Now, interior green color. Any apple green similar to this one will do. Mitsubishi-built Zeros received a close tone like this green. For that, I masked the Ayotake areas. In several coats, the interior color starts to build up. The green interior color base is ready. Weathering will be kept as minimal. I will just add an acrylic profiling. First, the surface needs to be moistened with tap water. Then, with an acrylic dark brown color, I profile all details using as medium the already moistened area. The paint will flow over all details. This time, I use model color 70822. Apply little by little, let dry each coat, and then repeat the process until you reach the desired effect. The cockpit interior is ready. Again, using acrylics. I painted all details such as instruments, dials, and switches. Dry brushing also popped up all details and edges. The kit doesn't include seat belts or decals to mimic them, so I use a Tamiya's leftover from another kit. As I mentioned, the instrument panel has very nice detail out of the box. All cockpit parts assemble nicely. The rest of the fuselage and wings are glued and sanded. Japanese cowling color is used for the internal cockpit fuselage areas. Being a lacquer-based paint, it covers very well, but it is airbrushed in diluted coats. It's a very peculiar dark blue color. It gives nice contrast to the cockpit green. The clear canopy is now glued in place. In order to improve shine, it was sanded with 800 to 10,000 grit water sandpaper. Both sides of the transparent pieces received this process. Finally, clear parts were submerged in future floor polish and let dry overnight. After attaching Edwards masks, the canopy frames are also painted with Cowlin color. Several light coats will be covering the clear part and avoid any transparency or see-through level. This is the result. We have a full covered canopy frame. The airplane is ready for a priming coat. I have also masked the wheelbay area. I like Tamiya's XF19 as a primer paint. I want to even all previous colors. Since the camouflage base is ash gray, I want to keep a light background to preserve its tone. Take your time. It needs several coats. The model is completely primed. This foundation will show any gap that needs to be filled. Also, it has a light matte finish, which is perfect for the incoming acrylic vinyl paint of Vallejo. For the camouflage color, I found Model Air Ash Gray, the closest match for Japanese J3 Ameiro. These paints need to be diluted with 1 or 2 drops of Vallejo's airbrush thinner and sprayed in very light several coats. Avoid trying to full cover at once. I always let dry these paints at least 24 hours. Then they are full cured and not sticky to the touch. Since this Zero had almost a fresh factory look, I didn't apply any wear to the paint. The model is now ready for a gloss varnish coat. I applied Tamiya's X22 Clear. My goal is to protect the base color, give a nice surface for decals and pin washes, and most important, to mimic the satin finish of the real aircraft and the protective varnish that was in the mix of original J3 Ameiro. The model is ready for decals and other details. All decals are now in place. They went on without issues. The difference of color in ailerons, rudder, and elevators was achieved with Tamiya's XF55. In real Zeros, these parts were made from fabric and had other tone. Now, to protect the decals, another coat of X22 is sprayed. It will also even desurface and reduce steps between decal and model. I apply pin washes with this set specific for World War II Japanese planes. This is a precise pin wash, so I only moist with white spirit the panel lines where I want to apply the enamel wash. Let the wash dry for some minutes. Then, using a cotton swab, remove the excess of the wash. Following the airflow on the horizontal surfaces, and in fuselage and rudder, remove with vertical strokes. Now the panel lines have depth, and the airplane starts to look new, but operational without overdoing the weathering. To even all shines and effects, I apply a light coat of Tamiya's XF86 Flat Clear. Now the shine looks in scale. Everything is unified and closer to the real aircraft appearance. Time for removing the canopy masks. All masks are off. Let's apply chrome. First, we need a black glossy base. Tamiya's X1 Black is perfect for this task. Now, extreme metal paints from K Interactive are my favorite for metallic areas. The realistic chrome effect is noticeable. The Zero's pitot tube. The chrome area is masked, and Tamiya's XF85 Rubber Black is sprayed on the landing gear. Many Japanese aircraft had these parts painted black. Nice contrast and color. The engine is painted aluminum. The detail is very nice. This is the finished engine. To improve the look, a black wash and few watercolored pencils were needed. The propeller and spinner were also painted aluminum XF16. The back of the blades were brown. In this case, Tamiya's XF64 was used. The engine cowling receives that peculiar, very dark blue-black color. Many thin layers start to build up the tone. The painting is complete, and the Aotake blue can be seen in the inner area. The cowling is glued in place. Finally, all other parts are ready to be set in place. Watch now the model finished. Let me know in the comments, which other Japanese aircraft would you like me to build? What part of the video did you like the most? Don't miss other Pacific aircraft videos here on my channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Only here on Scale Legacy.